Hi, ever heard Emeka Novi's teach? He leaves you wanting for more. In this video, Emeka Novice is going to be teaching you how to make money from your existing knowledge. Sounds simple, right? Why don't you find out?
On this journey of becoming paid for what you know, which I call knowledge money, there are products that get you known and the products that get you paid. All right. And I'm going to be sharing with you in this conversation today products that get you known and products that get you paid. So I usually tell people when we start on this journey to publish a product. An ebook is the simplest and easiest to start out with and give away for free. To publish an ebook and give it away for free. So you're not publishing the ebook for the sake of publishing, but you are putting into the ebook the awesome things about you, the things you know, your expertise, whichever, your expertise, your mastery, what you know, your knowledge, your experiences, you put them into that short ebook so that other individuals can experience results when they read it. It can be very short. So let me use an example of David, who is a human resources consultant, all right? David can write a book on how employees can connect emotionally and bond with their bosses. By being that kind of consultant, human resources consultant, he must have had experiences of how employees connect to their bosses and what makes certain employees to excel far beyond other employees based on how they emotionally connect with their bosses. And so David can write such an ebook, right? And that is one powerful way that David can grow influence as HR consultant, right? So for me, when I started out on this journey, I was always about writing and writing and writing. I called myself, of course, I'm a writer still today, but I was mostly about writing. And for me to grow my influence and for people to know that I'm great at writing, I published a short ebook called So You Call Yourself a Writer. Very short. And that book has been downloaded more than 40,000 times. All right. And I've seen so many individuals refer to that same ebook, especially to newbies who want to come into the writing industry and those who want to really author books. Okay. So you can do the same in whatever space that you are, based on your experience, what it is that you're doing, based on your expertise, based on what you're knowledgeable about. Just write a short ebook that you can give away for free. And it shouldn't be very bogus. For that book, So You Call Yourself a Writer, I wrote in such a way that when you start reading it, there were so many spaces in between. Some pages had 10 words, some pages had 5 sentences, some pages had 20 sentences. I just did all that just to make individuals to have a very thrilling experience. So you start out reading and you get to the next page, oh, just 1 sentence, and then you read next page, 20 sentences, or you read the next page, 15 sentences, oh, the next page, and before you know, you get at the end. And it was just about 20 something pages that I had written at the time. And people read it just in less than 15 minutes. For faster writers, they read it less than 15 minutes, all right? And so that is an easy way for you to create something that gets you known. Very easy. And the next thing is you've got to be able to teach what you know, all right? So I've made this clear. Do I say uncountable times? Yes, uncountable times. When you show up and teach what you know online, right? Your ideas, your solutions, your strategies, your perspectives, you become God to other individuals. Yes, G-O-D, capital G-O-D. I know I'm going to be ruffling some feathers here, but that's what it is. I mean, the God, does not necessarily mean that you're God per se, but you are reflecting the attributes of God, which is showing love, showing care, showing affection, because you are sharing insights of your strategies, of your solutions, of perspectives that can help other individuals to experience transformation in their own lives, right? So you must package your knowledge into consumable formats that people can consume. For me, I package them in form of books. These are all my books that are written today. I publish books that are written today. There are 11 of them. I'm still writing as many today. There are 11 of them that are here with me, right? A book to sell. I've got experience working in the oil servicing sector. And anyway, let me share. all of that. So this one is called Madman Speaker Revelations. So it's about the musings of an intellectual mind. When I sit down in the morning, what is it that my mind moves on, right? So I put them together in the form of a book. Those who want to have musings get copies of the book, right? In houses where sleep is the only silence. It's a book of poems. Coffee 5. This one is hidden paths to build businesses. I run businesses, right? So I've understood the parts that are not usually seen, but they can mess up businesses, put them together. And this one is beautiful. This is called A Tough Boss. Buy him a banana, right? You can get all these books. I mean, if you place a comment where you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, all right, and you can get all content that is around the video. You can get copies of this book, of these books, right? So got the tough boss, buy him a banana. Taming your boss using emotional connectivity. I was in the company, worked there for 10 years, and I know how I connected with my bosses. So I put everything together from the book. Your book we sell. This one is how authors can write books that make the money. This one, Audacity of Creativity, Abandon the Dots. It's about telling individuals that you don't need to be all perfect. You can start out and start building. This one, How to Grow a Social Media Audience That Gives You Money. All right. I've been on social media for more than a decade, and so I know what it is about building an audience that gives you money. Not just any kind of audience, but an audience that is profitable, that can profit you. This one, Your Real Enemies Are Not in the Village, is a compilation of different stories about the things of your life, and that your enemies are not in the village. Addicted to writing. I mean, when I was starting out, I wrote this book, To How My Power, My Pleasure, My Pain, is all about writing. And then finally, This Is Now It Itself is a collection of Nigerian stories that make you scream, cry, laugh, and think, right? So I have put together my own knowledge, the things that I know, the things I've experienced, put them together in form of books. So these consumable formats, they embody the step-by-step processes. For example, your book we sell, right? This embodies step-by-step processes that people who want to author books can utilize to author books that can make lots of money for them. So it's not just about writing books, it's about writing a book that can sell. This is what it's all about. So you must have products that people exchange money for. I have mine. You must have products that people exchange money for. All right. So because you may not be awake all the time for you to answer those questions that they have based on the things that you're sharing and the things that you know. All right. I see it often on social media. People come, they enter inbox, they ask you lots of questions, you spend time answering them. But if you've got products, just refer the askers and ask them to pay, and that's it. Some people come to me and say, okay, how can my book sell? The book will sell, boom. I tell them that's it. And as they're communicating with me and asking me questions in the comment section or in my inbox, I tell them this is the book, go get it. Go get it, because I have a product, they pay for it, and then they get it. All right. You can't make money without products. You can't make knowledge money without products. People have to buy your knowledge products. Without the knowledge products, they have nothing to exchange money for. Without your knowledge products, they have nothing to exchange money for. So when I began to get results in my book sales, people began to reach out to me to know how they can get results in their book marketing. That was why I wrote this. I wrote this book. All right, Your Book Will Sell. I wrote it. When it came to how I use social media to grow influence, all right, that's why I wrote this book. How to grow a profitable social media audience that gives you money. People were asking, okay, Mecca, how are you growing? It's not about number of followers. It's not about 70,000 followers or 1 million followers. It's about actually building an audience that profits you. Not in terms of money, but an audience that can run with your ideologies and spread it to the world. An audience that can, when you are embarking on humanitarian causes, they support you. An audience that could help you in your elective campaigns, right? We have seen in the elections in America how people like Elon Musk was able to stand behind Donald Trump and utilizing Twitter was able to spread thousands of tweets that got people paying attention to the campaign promises of Donald Trump. And eventually, I'm not saying he was the sole person that got him in office, but his efforts through what he was sharing using his platform was really, really remarkable, right? So when people were asking me about social media and how they could build audiences, I mean, a reference to what Elon Musk did is what I call a profitable social media audience. And so that was why I put together this book, for them to, and then when they ask me, and then I refer them to buy. All right. So when people reach me with concerns concerning their social media or their books, I refer them quickly to buy those. All right. But then if they want my personal touch personal touch, maybe they don't want to read a book, they just want to talk to a mechanic directly, and then I can charge them from something as $1,000 and above, $2,000 and above, right? That can be the same thing. So I can share with you just a few steps as I begin to wrap up this conversation. Number one is create a freebie that states in simple sentences the solutions you provide to a particular problem that you have identified. All right. It can be a maximum of 10 pages. You just create it. As I said, the ebook is the easiest. It can be a short audio creation. It can be a short video creation also. Just something short that gives them the essence is to have people to draw people out towards you. The essence of doing it is to raise a great perception of you as an expert. All right. That's what it does for you. When they have consumed that, it raises the perception that they have about you as an expert. All right. So create a freebie that just states in simple sentences, right, the solutions you provide to a particular problem that you have identified in your industry or in your space. Number two, deepen the experience by writing an ebook, all right, with more depth, or a book with more depth. So you've done, say, 5 pages, you've done 30 minutes. You can do an ebook, 30 pages. 30 pages are enough. 6,000 words. You can price between an ebook and go between, let's say, $4 to say $7. You can also create books. Books like this cost as much as $10, $15, $17. All right, you can create. The next thing, number 3, is to create a digital course that expands more on the concepts. So you see, free, and then you create something that is easier, cheaper for them to buy, and then you're raising the game. All right, by creating a digital course, you can price digital course from $50 to $100, as the case may be. So create a digital course that expands more on the concept that you are propounding in your knowledge products that you've given away for free. All right. Then if they want your personal intervention, that's the 4th level. You can price that from between $500, $1,000, $10,000, $20,000, as the case may be. Some individuals even price much more than that, $25,000, as the case may be. All right. So those are the 4 levels. Number 1, so said, create a freebie. Number 2, deepen the experience by writing an ebook with more depth. Number 3, create a digital course that expands more on the concept that you can price as from $50, $100 and above. And then if they want your personal intervention where you have collaboration with them to be able to get their results, then price as from $500, $1,000 and $10,000 and above, depending on what your income goals are and where your brand is. All right. So if you design, let's say you design websites, you can offer other packages like web design classes, tutorials, as the case may be. Let's say you design websites for entrepreneurs, all right? But just having a website isn't just going to make people money. So you can expand your offerings to aiding your client to build sales funnels, from the landing page to front end offer to email sequences to the sales copy, down to the downselling page. Maybe this may be sounding a little bit technical, but if you follow me on my videos, subsequent videos and other videos of mine, you find out where I break these things down into very simpler concepts for you to understand. That's more money if you build that. So you're not just building a website, you're expanding your offerings to aiding your client to make money by building irresistible funnels, like from landing page to the front end offer, then to the email sequences, down to the sales copies and to downsell it. All right. So that's expands the scope, and that's more money for you. If you bake cakes, for example, you can make more money by teaching people how to bake cakes. And that's the truth, because if you bake cakes, there's a limit to which you can bake a cake of, say, let's say $50,000. But when you teach and you have these resources, all right, and let's say you're pricing them at $100, by the time you have 1,000 individuals, that's $100,000. That, I mean, you don't need to have physical exertion anymore to even to bake a cake. So you see that you can have a lot more people, more people understanding your wisdom and paying you for that wisdom that you utilize in baking cakes. All right. So you can make more money by writing books on cake baking, recipes, and how to run a profitable cake business. Hope it's making sense right now. All right. So what kind of digital product can you create as I begin to wrap up? Ebooks, online courses, webinars, audio courses. There's many, but these are fundamental, right? So you've got to be able to, if you want to earn income called knowledge money, you've got to be able to create products, knowledge products that we'll have to buy from. I mean, if you rewatch this video again, I think that you can begin to learn and you begin to identify the kinds of products that you have to, knowledge products you have to create for yourself, for your brand, that you can begin to make money from. All right. In simple terms, as I begin to wrap up, that thing in your brain that you know can be taken from your brain and put into these mediums, right? Into books like this, into online courses, into webinars, into audios that people can buy from you without stress, and then you can make knowledge money from. All right. I do hope that I've been a blessing through this teaching in this particular conversation that we have. And as usual, I always tell individuals to live their best life always, but that can only happen if you take action, right? And as a closure, if you want to be part of my community called Knowledge Nation, where we are constantly every day inspiring ourselves and learning the things that can help us make money on a daily basis, I invite you to be part of Knowledge Money University by visiting www.knowledgemoneyuniversity.com. Go through the 8 weeks of training on how you can convert what it is that you know into money. And then from there, you graduate into Knowledge Nation, and we'll be with you forever. As long as there's life, as long as there's breath in our nostrils, every day showing, inspiring, motivating you on the things that you can do to earn money for yourself from that thing that you know. All right? Live your best life always. Ciao.
He's the dawn, the man of the hour, and we can know